Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be going over Niantic's notes regarding online PvP coming in 2020, as well as many other things. So if you're not into PvP, that's okay, because this is definitely going to concern you regarding PvE going up against gyms and raids. So you're going to actually see a whole bunch of new moves that are going to have buffs and debuffs, as well as new moves added into the game. And get this, you're going to be able to TM some of your Pokemon to receive their old legacy moves, one of which is actually going to be Gengar with Shadow Claw. This is absolutely crazy. Lucario is now the best fighting type Pokemon with Aura Sphere. Yes, it is in the game. And if you plan on making one of these, make sure you purchase that secondary move on Riolu before you do evolve it into Lucario, because it's going to be quite expensive. And another thing I want to go over is Haunter with Shadow Ball is going to maintain that legacy because they did not able it to be able to be TM'd into that older move. All right, now let's go ahead and get into these notes here. Go Battle League preview, combat system update, legacy attacks, and more. Folks, this is insane. They released a whole bunch of stuff regarding the event yesterday, and now we have this. So let's go ahead and go over this. So this first bit here is going to be regarding the online PvP. Battles will take place in 3 leagues, Great League, Ultra League, and Master League. However, only one league will be available at a time, and they will rotate throughout a season. This means that in order to be the best, you need to be able to win in all 3 formats. As you win battles throughout the season, your rank will increase, even as the Go Battle League rotates between the leagues. You will start as rank 1 and work your way up to the top rank, rank 10. Once you receive a new rank, you cannot drop below it for the rest of the season. Higher ranks means better rewards, and as we've been over before, we've seen those rewards that we possibly may be getting from the online system, kind of like an incentive. Once you reach rank 10, measure against the best with your battle rating. Wins increase your battle rating, while loses will cause it to drop. So I'm assuming once you get to rank 10, then you're going to actually have a number showing you actually what rank you are in the online rank system, possibly. You cannot use 2 or more of the same Pokemon on your team. Well, thank goodness. Okay, so this is still going to be regarding PvP. When 2 Pokemon use charge attacks at the same time, Pokemon with the higher attack stat will go first. So we're going to elaborate here in just a moment. If 2 Pokemon have the same attack stat, a random Pokemon will go first. So basically, I'm going to give you a clean example. You're in PvP. You both have the same Pokemon. You both have a stat of 100 for your attack. And now this is where the IVs are going to be coming into play slightly. So say you have 15 in attack in your IV, so you're sitting at 115 attack. Your opponent is at 12 attack, so they're at 112. If you both hit your charge move at the exact same time, you will go first with the 115 attack. As simple as that. So say you invested in a ton of Pokemon that have 0 attack. You have, like, the top ranks for PvP in the Great League. Are they useless? Not necessarily. So say you do have a Pokemon with 170 base attack with 0 IVs in attack, and you're going up against an opponent that has a base attack of 100, and then they also have, I don't know, 15 attack in IVs. Your base attack is still going to be higher, therefore you're going to go first. So hopefully that cleared it up for you. And then they go on to say, we want to ensure charge attack ties are broken fairly. Restrictions in Great League currently put focus on trying to get low attack Pokemon to maximize CP, right? While maximizing defense and HP is a great strategy against most opponents, in close matches, the attack stat can now become a determining factor. We hope this will help deepen the team build. Well, that's a lot of Stardust out the window for people, but like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't mean, it's all doom and gloom for your 0 attack IV Pokemon. They go on to say, switching Pokemon now clears any changes to the attack and defense stat. As more attacks are added to the game that affect the attack and defense, we want to ensure that these effects have a clear counterplay and opportunities. So that makes sense. Debuffs should encourage players to switch Pokemon, and buffs should make switching less appealing. So that's going to make for some very interesting gameplay in the future. Next, we have changes to moves. There have been updates to the following existing attacks in Pokemon GO. Night Slash, its energy requirement has been reduced in trainer battles, specifically trainer battles, and it now has a chance to greatly increase the user's attack. Very interesting, very interesting. This next one right here, I'm very hyped for. Icy Wind. The move now decreases the opponent's attack stat when used. Legacy Dugong, hello! Oh man, that's going to be very interesting. Hydro Cannon is taking a hit here. Hydro Cannon now deals less damage in trainer battles. That's key, not going up against raids, right? Community Day exclusive attacks are indeed to be powerful, but Hydro Cannon was too strong. I love the way they phrased that. Just straight up, it was just too strong. Alright, Frustration and Return. They now take longer to charge, and I'll tell you right now, Return is awful. It does a lot of damage, but it takes forever to get off. So those are going to be less useful. Frustration, I mean, it is not going to be that strong, but it is not going to take that much energy to get off. Okay, so those moves have changed as well. Mud Slap, damage for Mud Slap has been increased in gym and raids and trainer battles. So my boy Rhyperior is going to be pulling up right behind Groudon as a pure ground type attacker because of that buff to Mud Slap. Love it. And I will have an image on the side here regarding the specific moves that did change as far as how much energy and how much damage they do deal here. Sand Tomb, when used in trainer battles, Sand Tomb now charges quickly, dealing less damage and decreasing the opponent's defense stat by 1 stage. Very interesting. And it goes on to show you the Pokemon Fortress, Torterra, Garchomp, and Gliscor can now learn Sand Tomb. Let's go Garchomp. Earthquake, its damage has been increased in gym and raids. So that's going to be nice, seeing that, you know, we have a lot of Pokemon that are pure ground type attackers, and now they're going to be doing more damage. Now this next one here is very interesting. It's kind of in line with the main series games here. Overheat, Draco Meteor, and Psycho Boost. These attacks now charge up quicker in trainer battles, but they sharply decrease your own Pokemon's attack stat after used. Some damage values have been adjusted down to maintaining balance. Okay, Close Combat. This attack now charges up quicker in trainer battles. So, oh boy, look out for that move. Let's see what they have to say. But it sharply reduces your own Pokemon's defense stat after used. So I can see these moves now being viable in PvP, kind of like a last, not literally a last resort move, but a, you know, last Hail Mary kind of attack. One more final blow before you go down, or you could possibly save it and bring it back into battle and hit them with a surprise after their shields are down. Now, I'm not going to necessarily say this is where it gets interesting, but here we go with the new moves. Octazooka. It's a slower charging attack that may, keyword may, sharply reduce your opponent's attack. Octazooka can be learned by Octillery and Kingdra. Very nice. So I do have several Kingdras and I already have one on it. Can't wait to test it out. Mirror Shot. It's a quick charging attack that may reduce your opponent's attack. Mirror Shot can be learned by Fortress, Magnezone, Ferrothorn, and Klinkling. Alright? And also, Octazooka is going to be a water attack. Mirror Shot is going to be Steel. Fell Sting is going to be Bug, and then the one we're going to get to here in just a moment, we'll talk about that. So, Fell Sting is a quick charging attack that also increases your attack stat after used. Fell Sting can be learned by Beedrill, Quillfish, Vespiquen, and Drapion. That is going to be very interesting. And here we go. Aura Sphere. Aura Sphere is a powerful fighting type attack. Aura Sphere can be learned by Lucario. And guess what? Lucario, like we went over in the beginning of the video, is now the best fighting type Pokemon in Pokemon GO, period. Counter in Aura Sphere is amazing. Check out this image here showing Lucario sitting at the top of the fighting food chain. It does not matter when Conkeldurr does enter into Pokemon GO. Lucario is going to maintain that #1 spot, although Conkeldurr is going to have, you know, fairly good tankiness to it. Now, taking a look at the last new move here, Superpower is a powerful fighting type attack that charges up quickly but reduces the user's attack and defense after being used. Superpower can be learned by Pinsir, Snorlax, Hariyama, Rhyperior, and Melmetal. Now, if you're wondering, is that going to change Hariyama as far as how good is it going to be as a fighting type Pokemon going up against raids? Well, I'm going to tell you Dynamic Punch is still going to be better on Hariyama, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, I will be bringing you guys more information regarding these moves in the future, which ones you want to have on your Pokemon regarding PvP and PvE. I just want to give you this breakdown because there's a whole lot of information, and this video is pretty lengthy here. Now, moving on to the next bit here, Pokemon that can learn new moves that we have already had in the game, but they're just going to be able to learn them now. Cloyster, Icy Wind, sounds good. For Alligator and Ice Fang. That sounds awesome as well. Now this one right here, Porygon 2 and Porygon Z with Lock On. Are you kidding me? Now, if you have a Legacy Porygon 2 with possibly Discharge, you're going to be looking real good with Lock On. Lock On is going to gain your energy extremely quick, and therefore you're going to be able to spam your opponents. Because as we know that, you know, their charge moves are single unless you had those legacies. Okay, so Porygon 2 and Porygon Z have become useful, as a matter of fact. Possibly if you have that legacy. Celebi and Seed Bomb. So we were all like, well, what's up with Celebi? It doesn't even have a grass move, but now it does have Seed Bomb. Very nice. Shiftry does have Snarl, and as we know, Snarl is going to be pretty good in PvP, so that's looking pretty nice there. It's going to have a little bit more diversity. Kyogre learns Surf, y'all. All right, so is Surf actually going to be better than Hydro Pump? I would say possibly, maybe just a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure on that right now. Licky Lick and Shadow Ball, so it's going to be gaining Shadow Ball. Okay, Tangrowth with Power Whip, and then Heatran with Flamethrower. That's actually going to be very interesting there. So it's not going to be able to have to wait to get off those big charge moves. Stoutland and Ice Fang. So there you go, a little bit more Pokemon with a few new moves added into their pools. That's going to be pretty nice. Now getting into probably the most interesting bit here personally for myself. I'm not really salty, but I'm kind of like, wow, okay. All right, so basically Pokemon that had legacy moves can now learn them all over again. Arcanine, Flamethrower, Poliwrath, Mudshot, Golem, Ancient Power. This is the biggest one of all. Gengar, Shadow Claw. What? Gengar can now learn Shadow Claw via TMs, okay? So if you had a bunch of good IV Gengars that you were just sitting on, possibly a 100, guess what? You can TM it to Shadow Claw and you have yourself an amazing ghost type attacker. Crazy. If you have Psychic, keep it, because that's going to be crazy. Shadow Claw and Psychic, possibly if you purchase a secondary move and you use it in PvP in the Ultra or Master League. It's not great in the Great League whatsoever. Bouncing back up to Machamp with Cross Chop. I did miss that, so interesting. That's going to be more useful for PvP, not necessarily going up against gyms or raids. You're still going to want that dynamic punch. Exeggutor with Confusion. Oh my gosh, all the Pokemon I strive to get are now available to everybody. I'm glad you all can get it, but wow, I traded some good stuff for some of these Pokemon. Yep, alright. Gyarados with Dragon Breath and Twister. Okay, that's absolutely fantastic. And then we have the Snorlax coming back from the old school as a good old gym defender yet again with that body slam. And then you have Pinsir with Fury Cutter, very nice. So that Gyarados though with Dragon Breath and Twister, that's going to be very interesting. I can't wait to test it out in the Great League or any league for that matter. And then you have the final one, Dragonite with Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw. I know that was a Coven legacy for a lot of people, but now we can all get it. So there you have the breakdown, guys. Just a quick overview here. This is a lot of information to process at the moment. So there you have it, trainers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, and I will be keeping you posted on all the information that you need to know. There is still a whole lot of stuff that I need to discuss, as well as little bits of information that are being found within the game's data. So very exciting time for Pokemon Go. Can't wait to go out there and test Lucario to see how well it does perform. I have an absolute ton of Riolus. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. I am stacked up on candies as well. I did power up another one, and I may power up a few more to see multiple of them performing up against raids. So anyways, thank you for watching, trainers, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.